Video number 9. Ways to get more organic traffic with Pinterest. Do you want to generate more traffic to your website? If so, then Pinterest needs to be a part of your overall social media marketing strategy. If you think Pinterest is nothing more than mid-30s women pinning diet tips and parenting hacks, you are missing out on a huge traffic driver. Pinterest can help you create an incredible surge in traffic for free. If you're willing to put in a bit of work, of course. While it may seem suited for B2C on the surface, there are a variety of ways any business can thrive on one of the top social networks dedicated to visual content. Let's find out how. 1. Create pins that direct to valuable resources. At the beginning of 2016, Pinterest made an algorithm change that affected how pins are shown to users on their home feed. It seems Pinterest now focuses more on showing pins that lead to blog posts and valuable resources. Beautiful images that do not lead to a helpful resource are being shown less. This generally includes sites like Flickr or uploaded images that don't direct to any site. If your business doesn't have a blogging component yet, you need to create one that has pinnable images. 2. Aim to grow your followers and reach. Having a large number of followers is important, but surprisingly, it's not as important as you might think. There are boards that have fewer than 10,000 followers and see the website generate as much traffic and repins as a board that has 100,000 followers. The trick is to not just think about growing your followers, but create pins that will reach non-followers on Pinterest. To do this, you need to post relevant pins that will attract your core audience. When you start to provide more relevant pins, Pinterest will start to display your pins in Picked for You on a user's home feed more often, allowing you to potentially reach millions. Pinterest has also put a lot of stress on getting people to follow interests more than specific users or boards. Suppose an interest group has 1,000 followers, and you want to have your pins shown up on these interest feeds to expose your website to all those people. In order to do this, you need to have the right keywords in your board title and pin descriptions. 3. Relevant keywords in your board names. The best way to increase the odds of your pins showing up in the Picked for You and on the interest feeds on Pinterest is to ensure that your board has a relevant title. If you're trying to reach people who want to travel, then naming your board Travel or Travel Tips will inform Pinterest of the topic. If you try to get clever and name your board Great Adventures of ABC, your chances of showing up are less. 4. Use several keywords in your pin descriptions. Pinterest doesn't like to call itself a social network. It's more of a discovery tool for inspiration and information. Pinterest acts as a visual search engine, and millions of people conduct searches to help them plan for their weddings, look for gifts to buy during the holidays, and ideas on how to make their life easier. This is why it's important to go beyond growing your followers and think of Pinterest as a visual Google. And like a good blog post, each pin that redirects to your website should have 2 to 3 keywords in its description. Ensure that you also use the same keywords in 5 to 10 different pin descriptions, as you never know which one is going to get higher levels of engagement and rank higher within search results on Pinterest. 5. Use guided search. To know what type of words people are searching for on Pinterest, use guided search to assist you. When you type in a word on the main search bar, you will notice that there are tiled words below it. Look for relevant words within those tiles that you can put in your pin description. 6. Increase your repins and engagement. If you're looking to rank number 1 for certain keywords on Pinterest, the number of repins that you receive in a specific time period is a strong factor in search rankings within Pinterest. A pin that receives 100 repins within 2 days, that receives 100 repins in 10 days. Other factors that influence your search results on Pinterest include who the repinners are and the click-through rates of pins. If your repinners are active users on Pinterest, you are more likely to rank higher on search than non-active users. What's also interesting about higher levels of engagement of pins is that they increase your chances of showing up in multiple interest feeds as well. 7. Join a group board. If you're starting off and you're looking to get your pins exposed to as many people as possible, then joining group boards is a great start. Group boards are boards that have more than one contributor. Each contributor can add their own pins, and each board may have their own guidelines and moderator. Finding the right group board is a great way to expose your pins to thousands, even hundreds of thousands of people when you're first starting off on Pinterest. 8. Apply for rich pins. Rich pins are pins that contain extra information that help pins stand out on the Pinterest feed. There are rich pins for articles, products, recipes, movies, places, and apps. The two most popular rich pins on Pinterest are rich pins for articles and rich pins for products. Rich pins on mobile devices will show a favicon next to an article, while on the desktop they show a favicon and bolded title. The bolded titles on rich pins can help them stand out on a user's Pinterest feed, increasing the chances of it being noticed and clicked on. Another side benefit of having rich pins for articles is that when a person clicks on the pin and scrolls down to the pin description area, the meta description of the blog post always shows up first. This is unlike a regular pin where the description can be changed by any user who repins that pin. The meta description area of a rich pin for article can never be changed by another user. The great benefit of having rich pins for products is that these pins will show the price of the product, so this can help filter quality traffic back to your site. To get rich pins, you do have to do some back-end work and go through a validation process. Pinterest provides a guideline on how to get rich pins. 9. Pin consistently. What I love about Pinterest is that pins generally have a very long half-life for clicks when compared to Facebook, especially if you're providing evergreen content. But to increase traffic to your site, you need to pin consistently, and that means doing it on a daily basis. Try pinning at least 10 different pins a day. These should be a mix of pins leading back to your website and pins that would be helpful resources to your audience. Pinterest does reward people who pin consistently by ensuring that their pins are seen by more of the followers over time and by more people. 10. Be patient. Generally, when social networks mature, it can be harder to gain more followers. But like most social networks, Pinterest can pay off handsomely if you're willing to put in the time and pin consistently. But don't expect great traffic results instantly. You will see more traffic if you are willing to stick with it for at least a year. Pinterest is one of the most robust and affordable content marketing tools out there, though it has been all but ignored by SEOs and digital marketers alike. Bloggers have been using Pinterest for years to drive high-volume traffic to their websites. The key to implementing this strategy successfully is being consistent. Schedule your content regularly, stay on top of the data, and continue to put out high-quality content. Before long, Pinterest will become one of your favorite traffic-generating tools for your business. Thank you. See you in the next video lesson.